All right, welcome, sports fans. This Fan's View. Look at this. Look at this. We're together. We're together in Ocean City, New Jersey, just in case anybody hasn't been following me. That's pretty hard not to do, right?
You look a little more relaxed.
Thank you. Thank you. We are just about out of City Sips, so
sure are.
See what you can do there, John.
All right.
But we got we're the family's down here on vacation in Ocean City. John's at the store covering things for us. Thank you. Mario's in Sarasota doing his thing. How's everything going well? IT, the operating room, everything good?
All good. Getting ready to go live on a new hospital in November 1st.
There you go.
All good.
There you go. Yep. We got planes landed on 9th Street. We got boats coming on shore in Wildwood. You know, anything can happen down at the Jersey Shore. But it's
what happens when you leave the store for a week.
Right?
The world goes upside down.
Yeah, the universe does not like that, Carl.
Nah. Sometimes you just need to get away. But I want
right.
Before I throw it over to let me just I need to give a shout out to our guy Joe Stinger.
Yep.
I see he's on tonight and he's going through some things right now, and I just want to let him know that we're all here for him. And if he needs anything from any of us, you know, we're here. And thoughts and prayers are with him. And he's got a great family. He's got a great support system. So, Joey, hang in there, buddy. We're all here for you. So,
yep. Joe, you need anything? I'm only 2 hours away, bud.
See that? I knew there was a reason we sent you to Sarasota. Johnny, I think you got some numbers to talk about.
We do. We got a little catching up to do. We got recapping from 2 weeks ago. 85. Charlie Smith was the winner, beating out Jack Youngblood and Nate Brown. So congratulations to Charlie Smith. For 86, Zach Ertz was the winner, beating out Joe Farabee and Buck Buchanan. For number 87, Brent Selleck was the winner, beating out. Can you believe this? Sidney Crosby was number 4. He had 4 votes. I guess Anthony jumped in there a few times. I don't know. He had a couple of his family members getting in there. He got 4 votes out. He came in second, so a distant second. So he's still a loser in our mind. So this week we have 3 numbers again. We're up to 9. We're going to be up into the 90s by the end of this show tonight. So for 88, we have Keith Jackson. Played from 88 to 91, a 6-time Pro Bowler, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, had 441 receptions, 5,283 yards, 49 touchdowns, and College Hall of Famer, and won the Super Bowl with the Packers. For the Flyers, we have Eric Lindros, member of the 1993 All-Rookie NHL team. What was the Hart Trophy winner in 95. Won the Pearsons Trophy in 95. First team All NHL All-Star in 95. Won the Bobby Clark Trophy 4 times. Who says they don't get along? And for a 7-time All-Star.
John, the show's only an hour. That guy's got more accolades than anybody I know.
And Sue's hungry, so hurry up.
Exactly. And then we got for the Sixers, Alexei Shevchin. I didn't sneeze. 2014, he played 17 games from Russia. The shooting guard, he averaged 9.9 points. For the outsider, we have Alan Page. He was the 1969 NFL champion, two-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year, six-time first-team All-Pro, nine-time Pro Bowler, member of the 100th anniversary NFL team, Vikings Ring of Honor, and the college or NFL Hall of Famer in 1988. So, Mario, who do you have?
Lindros. No contest.
No contest. All right, sounds good. Carl,
The Big E.
there you go. Lauren,
Ditto.
ditto.
He wasn't one of the selections.
No, sorry.
Yeah.
Too many city sips, I'm telling you.
He's on vacation time. All right, so we got a clean sweep, but I'm going with Lindros as well. So,
All right.
congratulations for him, and get your votes in. For 89, we have another Eagles tight end, Chad Lewis. He played from 1997 to 98, and then had a second stint with the Eagles in. He went from 2000 to 2005. In between, he left and went to the Rams and won the Super Bowl. A three-time Pro Bowler, an All-Pro in 2000. He had 23 touchdowns and 229 receptions. For the Flyers, we have Sam Gagne. He played 53 games from 2000 in 2015.
Not to be confused with Simone Gagne.
Exactly. He had 8 goals and 8 assists.
Or
And
Sam
then
Gardner.
Gagner, Gardner, whatever it is, but we got it right, before the show. That's what teamwork's all about. And then the teamwork backs you over to win the bus.
Right.
And then Gino Marchetti. See, I got that one right. A 2-time NFL champion, a 9-time first-team All-Pro, 11-time Pro Bowler. He led the league in sacks in 1960. He's a member of the 50th, 75th, and 100th anniversary team, all NFL, all-decade team of the 50s, and NFL Hall of Famer in 1972.
And the founder of Geno's, by the way.
That, and he was also at Carl's Cards.
That too.
Mhm.
So Mario, who do you have?
And brought us a stack of tickets to redeem at the restaurant because they had opened a new one in King of Prussia. It was short-lived.
Yeah.
It was short-lived, but the Gino Giant never tasted the same. Never tasted the same.
Well, I'm going against everything. I'm going with Gino.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did Chad Lewis piss in your Cheerios or something?
No, I'm just a Gino fan.
All right.
So.
All right.
He recently passed away as well. Good man. Good man. Lived out there at Hershey Mills out there in Chester County. Just a real nice man. We had him at the store. Super nice man.
There's several reasons why I went with him. So.
There you go. Carl, who do we have?
I'd really like to go Gino, but I can't. Only because I got to stay within my Philly roots. I'll go Chad. I'll go.
He
Chad
did live
Lewis.
here.
Yeah, but he didn't play here.
I know.
And he never wore an Eagles uniform. I gave him plenty of accolades. He'll understand.
Lauren.
As much as I wanted to say ditto again, I can't because I'm also going Gino.
Oh, you're not going Gagne?
No, I'm not going Gagne, Gardner, or Gagne.
Wow. All right. Jeez. Well, I'm going Chad Lewis. So we're staying with our,
We're split.
we are split. He
Down the middle.
got us an NFC Championship game here.
All right.
All right. So then for number 90, there's a little limited number for Philadelphia players. So we have 2 Eagles players. Corey Simon played from 2000 to 2004. He was the first-round pick, 6th overall, 2003 Pro Bowler. He had 246 tackles, 32 sacks, and 3 fumble recoveries. For the Eagles, also we have Mike Golick. He played from 87 to 92. He had 11 and a half sacks, 3 interceptions. He was a 10th round pick the 255th overall. And one of his good things was notable points in football. He led the block that let Reggie White score a touchdown. So he's proud of that moment. For the outsider, we have Julius Peppers, a 3-time first-team All-Pro, a 9-time Pro Bowler, all-decade team of the 2000s and 2010, member of the 100 Sack Club, and Packers. He played for the Packers, the Bears, and the Panthers. So, Mario?
Go with Mike Golick.
There you go. Sounds good. Carl?
Ditto, Mike Golick.
Lauren?
Ditto.
Wow. All right. So we got a clean sweep. I'm going Golick as well. I thought I was going to be on my own here with Golick, but Golick, as we were talking earlier, he got a little undershadowed with that defensive line that he played with here in the Eagles in the gangrene days with that whole team. So
Yeah, he never got the credit he deserved. He was overshadowed by, Reggie and, Jerome Brown and,
oh yeah,
the gangrene defense. But he was solid. Notre Dame guy. So, he was good. He was good.
I'll go there as well. So we got a clean sweep, so we're good there.
So I want to back up the bus just for a minute because I need clarification from one Mario Gallo because one of your friends is saying it's an Italian thing. What's the real reason? What's the real reason?
Not this time. It's not an Italian thing.
We need clarification. We're putting you on the hot seat.
No, I do consider him a Philly guy, even though he never played for Philly because he lived here and he had businesses here. So, and I was a fan of his growing up. So that's why.
All right.
It's just a coincidence that he just happens to be Italian.
Okay. All right. I can live with all of that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
He was a good guy.
Right.
It's a shame. But there's a lot of those cult guys. They all fit that same. One was just out in Reading for Hometown Heroes.
Yep. Lenny Moore.
Lenny Moore. We had him at the store as well. And he played in that same era. Where them football guys and I go back to this all the time. And people probably get tired of hearing me say it, but who's replacing these guys? You know what I mean? Who in the generation that we all are now living in, and we're all into sports and follow sports 24/7, and eat, sleep, and drink different players and teams, and you just don't have that. They don't stick with a team long enough. Number one, and it just where are we going to be? 20 years down the road when we're looking for those types of players.
Right.
It just it's sad. You know what I mean? It's not there. And I talk about it a lot, I guess, because it just sticks in my head for whatever reason. You know what I mean? Like, we go back to the Stanley Cup Flyers, and all these guys that still live in the Philly area. They're all Canadians. They didn't go back to Canada. They may still have roots there, but they still live in South Jersey or, just over the bridge or somewhere in, the Philly suburbs. It's crazy.
Oh, just like you were hanging out the other night with Dave Schultz.
Yeah, I mean, you walk into a bar, right? The last guy you think you're going to see, right? Two sports guys, one in his 70s and another one in his 30s. And you're like, how did these two guys cross paths?
I don't know that Dave Schultz was the last guy I expected to see in a bar, though.
Maybe he meant that bar.
Point. Yeah,
maybe that.
Ditto on that comment. But yeah,
he don't look 70, by the way.
What's that?
He does not look 70, by the way.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's been a long time, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's for sure.
But Joe, is it Joe Diorios or is it just Diorios?
Well, it's Diorios, but it's Joe Diorios, but I think it's just called Diorios.
yeah, it's a landmark in Summers Point, the Oreos, and Sue's parents. It was one of their old stomping grounds, and we try to hit it every year and toast the family and just make it a night out. And we walk in, the place is packed. We get a seat at the bar. We're waiting for a table for dinner. Lauren and I are just looking around, and she looks at me, I look at her, and she's like, there's Mike Costanza, and I'm like, well, there's Dave Schultz, and they're both hanging out together, right? It's just such a coincidence that two guys opposite, one played hockey, one played baseball, right?
Yep.
It's
great.
On in life, talking craziness, and no, he's now drinking red wine.
Mm-hmm.
He's now a red wine connoisseur. So
Lots of red wine.
Lots of red wine that night. Lots of red wine.
Yep.
But
I don't know about a connoisseur because I can't imagine Dioreo's has many high quality red wines to choose from. Red wine nonetheless.
All right, let's just say red wine, and we'll call it a day. But it was a great night for us because as many as you saw, I posted a picture with the three of us, and it's just we've been having a lot of fun with it, and
very cool.
But yeah, so getting back to the whole thing with with the older generational players, as we creep into the 90s now, right? We're this Who Wore It Best is coming to an end. What do we got? 10 more numbers to go, and like tonight, we're running out of we don't have anybody. You know what I mean? Not that Mike Golick wasn't a solid choice. He was.
Right.
You know what I mean? But, you didn't have, a full complement of all four Philly teams because, they just weren't there. But it's been a fun time doing this. Who Wore It Best? We stuck with it. You know what I mean? It's been hard. You know what I mean? We've made fun of it and joked around with it a lot, but it's been fun. It's been fun. But I see Jack's on, and I hope I didn't lose him. 8:00, the Seattle Kraken are gonna publish their list of 30 players that they're selecting from around the National Hockey League. They get to choose one player from each team. I know the Flyers were hoping, that they could, push one of their, beach houses, down the shore. I've been looking for Jake, but I haven't seen him. So I think he already left town.
Yeah.
But I know the Flyers were looking to move trying to move at least one of the big contracts, in JVR or Jake Voracek. But it doesn't appear that it's going to happen. Kind of looks like the GM, which is Ron Francis of the new Kraken team, has gone very economical. Not spending a whole lot of money on most of these guys, but it'll be interesting to see. Joe Stinger puts up about the new player Ryan Ellis. I think that's a great choice. I think that's a great trade. I think he's going to play well, in Philadelphia. Last time we've made a couple of trades with the Predators, and if this follows suit, we're going to be in good shape. So, I think Ellis is. And by the way, John, make note of this. He's wearing number 94. So,
is he going to be our pick for 94 because we didn't get there yet?
I'm just throwing it out there. So
he's here for 5 or 6 more years too. So with his contract, so that's a good sign. So yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Jack, I hope you're right. I'd love to see Tarasenko here in Philadelphia, even if it's for 1 or 2 years. I always liked him as a player. Nice set of tools. Can definitely shoot the puck and just has good vision on the ice. But I'll share another phone call with you guys this morning. I get a phone call from Lou Nolan, and everybody knows who Lou Nolan is, right? And he calls me and tells me that I've been traded to the Seattle Kraken for a stick bag. I was like, "That's it? That's all? That's all you got was a stick bag?" So I thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be interesting to see how the Flyers play out through maybe tonight. Through a trade or two. Who knows? But you still have the draft coming up, and the whole free agency thing, and who knows? Who knows? It's going to be an interesting offseason for the Flyers. So I know Jack wants to get rid of Jake Voracek in the worst way, and
it sounds like the Flyers are not doing that. It sounds like the Flyers are going to do that, though. They're agreeing to part ways with both of them. So.
Yeah, I just I hate to just eat a contract and buy them out and let them go wherever. I just don't think that's a cool way to right. to set a career after I mean he had some good years here in Philly.
Well, yeah,
what I mean? And we didn't get to the finish line. We didn't win the Stanley Cup, obviously. But I think we're going to have a whole different looking team when the season starts in October.
Exactly. I think I heard something they were talking with the Krakens. It was because they found out about the who wore best 81 when Tarasenko was or Taransky, or the alphabet like I call him, was their choice. So because he won the 81. So we'll see.
Well, he's already got a trophy in his bag already. See that?
Exactly. So
see,
I didn't know we gave out trophies.
Oh, we will at the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
We will. See, we gotta we'll go back over things and we'll
I see.
We'll see who's gonna win it all.
Don't think don't think the polls are over yet, Lauren.
Oh
God.
I thought there was only 10 more to go.
No, that was just the start of it.
Excellent.
Now that we have it down, we're going longer.
So, we've got some interesting, developments tonight. Hopefully, with with the expansion draft, and then anybody into the Olympics. The Olympics opening ceremonies Friday night, right?
Friday night,
yeah.
We got that going on, and not that he's a Philly guy, but Eddie Alvarez, infielder for the Florida Marlins, is going to be the flag carrying player for Team USA.
Oh, cool.
So, I thought that was pretty cool. A baseball guy. I know Raleigh DeArmas was pretty excited about it because he made the announcement, and that's where I got my information from. So I thought that was pretty cool. Usually.
And plus, he was also with the Winter Olympics as well. So he's playing now. Going to be in both Olympics.
Right. So yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so that's our Olympic update for the night.
Were they 2 weeks?
No, I think they jump right in, don't they? Over the weekend.
Yeah, but it runs for 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
But there's a lot of Philly ties to the Olympics this year. Don Staley is the coach of the WNBA team.
Right.
Jay Wright is the assistant coach for the basketball team. And the baseball manager, whose name I'm blanking on right now, is also from the area, Mike something or other.
Mike Sosha.
Oh, it is Mike Sosha.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I had his father for algebra in high school.
There you go.
And let's not forget Raleigh DeArmas is one of the coaches, and he was on the 08 World Series team here in Philly. So, Carly Lloyd, Brian Brown brings up Carly Lloyd. I believe there's 2 Penn State wrestling coaches that are also part of the Olympics this summer.
Nice.
Anybody else, feel free to jump in if you know of others that, we don't want to miss anybody. But yeah, the Philly area's got, quite a few, quite a few. So Philly
Very
proud,
cool.
right?
Exactly.
Very cool.
I know Jay Wright's out there with Team USA basketball. I'd like one day to see him be the head coach of that, of that team. I think that
Yeah.
would be pretty.
Think they'll ever give it to a college guy?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I think he's. I think
Well,
he's.
successfully
he's
did it with Duke, right? He was.
Yeah,
he was,
he did it for a few years.
and then Knight did it, I think, as well, didn't he? Back before in the 80s.
That's before my time.
Oh, okay.
You were around in the 80s.
I think Bobby Knight was there as well. But yeah, there's a lot happening. Like with the Olympics, you got the Phillies, you got the Eagles are starting up in a week or two.
They finally took down that banner.
They did.
I feel like they've been taking down that banner for the last 2 months.
Well, because somebody had erroneously posted that they were taking it down, and they weren't. They were fixing something else.
Right. And there was all these articles that were posted that the banner was finally coming down, and there's so much hype over a stupid banner.
And now there's controversy because of whose hands are holding the trophy, all that other crap. I don't care.
I don't know whether you guys saw it or not, but John Clark from Philly NBC, put up the photo that it was Nick Foles, holding up the trophy, and it was, it was him. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. I guess they didn't want to put another player there.
Right.
So.
I didn't say it, Brian. It wasn't me.
Well, no, it wasn't a shot at Brian or anything. Come on,
right.
No, it was a bad report that was put out there, and everybody ran with it. You know what I mean?
Not this fans view.
No. I mean, I had seen several reports saying that it was coming down. Nothing to do with anything here.
Right.
So
no,
we had it first, and it was mid-July.
Oh God!
We had it first.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving right along with Eagles talk. Camp opens in 2 weeks, and a guy we've been talking a lot about, number 86, Zach Ertz, is still a Philadelphia Eagle,
and looks like he's going to be here too for the year. He's going to show up for camp and everything. So
he said he's put his grievances aside with the Eagles, and it's time to move on. And he's here to play. Are we buying that, or are we buying, or what are we just? Is this a smoke screen?
What were his grievances for in the first place?
He wanted a new contract. He wanted to be paid, like the other tight ends in the league.
So how do you put that aside? He didn't get paid more, so what happened?
Well, he's still. What do you have left, John? A year or two on the contract?
He's got this year is his last year.
Another year at what, $8 million?
Right.
So I guess he wanted to be paid, as one of the top tight ends in football.
He just wanted a long-term an extension, basically.
Right.
That was doing it. So,
right.
I think it's a smoke screen until somebody gets hurt and the team is desperate for it, and then the Eagles will move on from them. But we'll see.
Going to be interesting. Be interesting because now they're talking a new contract for Dallas Goedert, right? So they want to.
Well, that's exactly that. They're going to give him the money and not, Ertz. So if they can get something for him before they lose him for nothing, then they will do that. So.
All right. Well,
kind of have to.
We're 2 weeks away from Eagles camp. We've got a whole new coaching regime, new head coach, all new assistants, except for maybe one or two holdovers.
Yeah, I think there's two holdovers.
And I think this may be the youngest group of the head coach and assistants in all of football. Do I have that right, John?
Oh yes, you do. Yep. I mean, like I said, other than the two players or two coaches that have kept their jobs, none of them have ever held this position that they're coaching in right now in the NFL. So, it's a completely new rookie coaching staff. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do. Like I was talking to one of the customers here today. I just want to see that by the end of the year that we have competent coaches. I'm not worried about the record as much as long as we see that the coaches are competent and doing what they're supposed to do, getting the players in the right spots. I think that's all we can expect this year. The winning's beside the point right now because I don't think we're going to win as much this year or contend for the division the way they're set up this year, and they have more cap money next year that they'll be able to go after going forward. So get all that beside, all that other stuff figured out. Make sure Jalen Hurts is the guy. That's another big key that we have to find out this year. So
this is a building year for you.
Oh, for me, absolutely. Yeah, and I think that's the way the Eagles are looking at it, of course. But they're not.
Makes sense.
Say that, but it's your first year under a new head coach, so you got to get the whole system all figured out.
Right, and it's your quarterback's first starting year.
Right. Exactly.
Now they moved up to 17 games.
17 games. Yep.
Is the season 19 weeks or 18 weeks?
It's 18 still.
Okay. So they didn't have the other bye.
They didn't do a second bye.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Well, we have football back and we have an extra week, so it's good to see what's going to happen.
And full capacity in the stadiums?
Yes, they will.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. I'm curious to see what they're going to do.
Well, there's still rumors that are out there, and I'm sure, John, you've probably got a full story about it. If number one falls flat on his face, that they could possibly ante up and trade for Watson from the Houston Texans. That's a rumor. That's a rumor that just keeps surfacing here in the Philly area, I guess, because Philly has the cap space along with the draft picks to make that happen. If that were the case, I really can't. Personally, I can't see that happening. But a lot of football people are talking like that is a real possibility.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think if there wasn't a potential suspension or lawsuit, or whatever is going on, once that's cleared up, I think it would be done. If it was already done, if that was cleared up already, I think it would already been done with the trade. The Eagles keep saying they drafted Hurts as the backup, but they weren't expecting him to be a starter. So, he would be a backup, to Watson as well. To be able to keep the same type of quarterbacks there if need be. I don't know. I mean, I think it's a slippery slope though you're going with when you're messing with your new quarterback now with Hurts. Already thinking that you already have another guy in the back pocket that's going to be the guy if things don't happen. I don't know where we heard that story before, but we have.
Yeah. We're a quarterback factory.
We are. So maybe that's part of the factory. We just keep pulling out new guys. But
John, just you see Brandon's question.
Or next year. Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Yeah, I mean, it's there's not many quarterbacks coming out that they're saying.
You got the kid at Alabama, right? That seems to be the big name. But here's the next big problem that we're gonna, and I'm sure we're gonna be talking about it a lot down the road, because now you've got college athletes are allowed to make money. They're allowed to be paid. Right. And this kid in Alabama, his name escapes me for a second here. Help me out, Bryce something.
Yeah. But close to getting $1 million.
Yeah, he's seven figures in. He's seven figures already, and this is what, 2 months old.
Right.
Since this rule change, that college athletes can now make money, And,
Well, he was
you know,
making 900,000 before that rule change, so it's not that much. That's how Alabama rolls. So that's the rolling tide. They just roll out the money. Just ask Stephanie. She'll know. She'll let you know.
Thank God she's not on, because we'd be stirring her up. But in all seriousness, I mean, I really like the fact that you got Flacco, who's possibly going to back up
Right.
Jalen Hurts. I mean, I don't know, because you got that other kid that played for San Francisco last year. He started 9 games.
He did.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's three potential NFL starters, that you're going to have, and last time I checked, you really only take 2 into the game. So
Right.
I don't know. You're paying a lot of money at that quarterback spot. So it's going to be interesting to.
So here's a question. What happens?
What's his name?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young out of Alabama. Our intern over here to my far right.
She's not allowed to be on the show.
She's not allowed to be on the show until
she proves her worth.
Ooh, proves her worth. That's your
Oh
boy.
man.
That's my boy.
We were let me see here, 23 minutes away from calling it a great show.
Well, it's going to be better when Unfiltered Sue comes in. So it'll be good.
Now he's eating his words.
Yeah, now he's backtracking.
Bryce Young.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not me. I lay it out there. I own it.
Oh God.
I own it.
So
But yeah,
How much-
it's going to be interesting.
how much
Go
time
ahead.
do you think they give Hurts before they start trying either Flacco or the other guy?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I don't know where this thing's going. You know what I mean? It's just
Let me ask it a different way. Do you think Hurts is on the clock?
Oh, I believe he is. Yeah. I mean, he's only got 2 more years on his contract
Right.
after this year, so you're going to have to make a decision on him whether or not he's the man. And it all seems like it. His leadership and everything is not a problem with the locker room. I don't think. It's just a matter if his NFL, if he has an NFL arm or not.
Proving his ability.
He obviously showed that he could run around and escape when needed.
Right.
I just don't know that you can do that continuously, in the NFL for a long career.
Well, hopefully he doesn't have to.
Well, that's the point. Yeah, I mean, it's he hopefully won't have to.
Yeah, if we have a good enough defensive line or offensive line, he shouldn't have to do that.
Right. And that's going to be the key. For them to stay healthy this year.
Right.
And then we got to see what our wide receivers can do. So
lead off home run.
there you go.
first pitch of the game. First pitch of the game, too, by the way. But let's stick with this for a minute here, because you've got a lot of young position players, especially on offense, right? And we really don't know the system that Nick Sirianni's going to run, right? So, we have an idea, but we really don't know, I guess, until we see it. Will we see it in spring, in the exhibition games? You really don't know, and traditionally, the starters don't play much. So, and I know John's a big, he's a big advocate of teams not, showing anything because they don't want anybody to know anything and this sort of stuff. But I really
get that.
We know what Jalen.
Yeah, I mean, we know what Hurts will do, but that's where it's going to come down to, seeing what we can do. You got Miles Sanders is a guy that we might have to see if he's going to be able to have a big year this year. because in Nick's offense, if you look at the way the Colts do it,
Right.
they pass a lot and then early, and then they run the ball later in the game. So Miles Sanders is going to need to be able to close out games for us and not be able to go the getting hurt and not being being invisible in the fourth quarters. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. And it's just a matter of it's going to be see what Jalen Smith can do. If Jalen Reagor can be able to pick up from his rookie year and show why he was picked last year for us. So it's going to be interesting.
So, question, John: do you think they're going to stick with the passing game, or do you think they're going to go more to running?
Well, I think it's going to be a combination of those things. It's going to be a matter of getting out early to score with your passing game,
right?
And then close the game out with the running game. So, we'll
just curious because I know they didn't use a lot of running plays in the past, and I'm just curious to see what they're going to do.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what offense they run and how it plays into the hands of what they have to work with, which is a lot of speed.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't have that. They don't have that big aggressive running game. Miles Sanders can run the football, obviously, but I just don't know the pounding that he can take and how it all fits into play with, who's the backup behind Sanders, Boston Scott.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know that they spent a whole lot of money on the running game.
Well, they also got Kenyon Johnson from the Lions as well.
Okay.
So.
He was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah, last year or the year before, yeah. But yeah, I mean, he's still.
So again, you know what I mean? I don't know that they put a big emphasis on the run package.
Oh no, exactly. Because Johnson also was hurt a lot in Detroit, so that's why he was available. So.
Yeah. Again, I guess one of our people on board here, Bill, mentions everyone has to stay healthy, right? Of course.
Oh yeah.
That's so important nowadays.
That's huge. Yeah.
I'm just curious to see this Nick Sirianni guy. You know what I mean? What is he, 39 years old, and what's he got on the clipboard? That's going to be that's rock, paper, scissors. Huh? Is that what you're throwing at me? That's what you're throwing at me, huh?
Yeah.
I hope not.
Well, it's working for the Phillies with McCutcheon, so I mean,
I hope this isn't another Chip Kelly era that we gotta, as fans, that we need to suffer through for a year or two to figure this all out. But I don't know. We'll certainly we're gonna find out real fast, right?
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we will.
We're gonna figure this out. You guys got anything else you want to kick around? I mean, is there anything that I know we've been a little light on Philly sports. The Philly sports team. The Phillies in general have been playing really well. You guys got anything you want to kick around? I feel like I sometimes do all the talking.
Well, I mean, the Milwaukee Bucks won the championship last night.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And a lot of people say that that's a bad thing, Lauren, and you and I kind of agree that we want Ben Simmons back here again next year. I think it is that it may not be as much of a negative. Maybe it opens up Ben Simmons' eyes, being like Giannis, and maybe he learns to take over games because Giannis, was kind of that same type of player that we hope that Ben will be able to turn into, and he's a year older than Ben. Giannis doesn't have the prettiest of shots, so he throws up air balls every once in a while as well. But, he also got you 50 points last night. So maybe there's still hope there for Ben. Before we toss him away. And so I was kind of hopefully taking a. I don't know. I'm sure people out in Milwaukee were saying the same thing about Giannis stuff. He was always, never coming up big in the playoffs and stuff, and they always got bounced. And now he's look what he did now. So I don't know. I mean, it's until you see it, too much more. I mean, this is really the first year he didn't throw out the. I know he passed up an open dunk, but but he's a point guard first. He's thinking point, where he's got his mentality's that way. He's if he can get that out of his head, and if he can, become a shooter that we want him to be, because we know defensively he's fine. So it's all good, I think. All right.
The salt air doesn't like us.
Nah, it's all right. But we got the trade deadline coming up for the Phillies here in next 10 days. So
what's it, next Friday?
The 31st, yeah.
31st, all right.
Yeah. So hopefully we become buyers, and then basically at that same point, that'll be the a full year that Girardi's been the manager for 162 games to see where the Phillies are at under him for a full year. So it seems like he's been here a lot longer, but he's only not even been a full year of baseball managing.
Well, we had one of our worst years ever.
Right.
As humans, what I mean? We tried to play a 56 game schedule. You know what I mean, with no fans. But it's curious, I mean, and again, I've been saying all along, I just want to see a healthy squad, and here we are, we're back to not being healthy again, just like that.
Right.
And I just think this team, if they're going to be successful, they need to stay healthy. You need to get your starting 8 on the field together. Does the starting pitching need help? Yes. Does the bullpen need help? Yes. Could you use a big bat off the bench, a Matt Stairs type guy that you brought in, that type of thing. There's a lot of variables, a lot of possibilities that could happen with this team. But I mean, I'll go to bat with the starting 8 every night.
Right.
As long as they stay healthy, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
So you got two similar questions up here. You think the Phillies are going to make a trade before the deadline?
If you're asking me,
and is one of them? I'm asking whoever wants to answer. And do you think Kimbrel's going to be one of them?
Here's my problem. A week ago, I would have been all in on Kimbrel, but a week has passed, and I think you really need a starter more than you do a closer, because Zach Eflin went on the DL, so now all you have for starters are Zach Wheeler and Aaron Nola. You know what I mean? So you're down another man, and just like I said 5 minutes ago, you're not staying healthy, long enough to get enough continuity together to find out how good this team really can be. I know up to last night they had won 10 of 14, and they were playing some really good ball, but things came back to bite them. And last night, just leaving too many men on base, and you can only go so far with the guys that they're not starters. The guys that you're asking to play every night, they're not everyday players.
Right.
So, no, I'm not counting on Vinny Velasquez. No, I'm not counting on Vinny. I'm not counting on Matt Moore. I'm not counting on a lot of guys.
Yeah, and I don't think signing Cole's the right.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask about that. I'm not all in on that yet.
No,
Well,
I mean, it's a nice settlement, but I don't know that if you're truly going to win, trying to win, I don't know that Cole's the guy. If we were in a different situation, the Phillies, like 3 years ago, maybe you signed Cole back. If it was his last hurrah. But if you're truly trying to win, and if you only have a little bit of money to spend, I don't know, spending the money on Cole is going to be the answer that's going to make a difference.
How's he doing on his comeback from his surgery?
I think Cole can be a piece, but I don't think he's the piece.
Right.
Oh, right. Yeah. I mean, exactly. If you go out, if you got him as your fifth starter, and like we were saying, get another real true closer and another starter. He could work, but I just don't know that they have the money to do all that. So if your money's limited,
is there any idea how much he wants?
No, I don't know that number's been out there yet or anything. Okay. I'm sure it might be three. Obviously, if the Phillies are in there, I mean, they have $4.5 million under the cap right at the moment before they go over it. So I'm sure, he might be a $3-4 million guy. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you can get him too.
I think what Lauren, it has hit the nail right on the head. If you brought him in, you're bringing him in, for a couple innings here, a couple innings there, because he's probably, a month away from, from ultimately getting back into shape.
Right.
Do the Phillies have time for that? You know what I mean? You're talking about this the end of July. By the end of August, things are going to be certainly figured out. I would think by then.
Yeah, you kind of need to know where you're at that point.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know John. You were talking about the guy in Minnesota a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
Is that still a valid situation?
I mean, it's there. If the Phillies want to go for it. I mean, but I mean, it's if they're not going to give up like a Mick Abel or a Bryson Stott, then no, it's not going to be an option because, you got to give up some talent to get a talent like Brios to come in here.
Right.
Who has another full year of service under control for the team. So you're going to have to give up some talent for them.
Is there any other names being floated out there? Are we hearing anything? I know I haven't heard anything on my end.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few. I mean, if you don't get Kimbrel, there's Gray out in Colorado that could possibly be an option.
That same Sonny Gray that they float that name out there every year.
Right. Him or if you want for a closer, Ian Kennedy, he's pitching well this year as a closer, but he hasn't been a closer his whole life. He was a starter for the most part, being put into a starter or into a closer role. So I want a guy. We have enough of them. I want a true closer.
Right.
That if you're going to go out and make the move, that he's going to be the guy that been there, done it through the battles. And that's why, like I said, I don't know. Cole Hamels could be Matt Moore or Vinny Velasquez. I mean, type of pitcher right now. Gives you 4 or 5 innings of decent baseball. Keeps you in a game.
And then you need the bullpen.
And then you need a bullpen. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. I think we have enough of Cole Hamels. I mean, Cole Hamels will bring the experience a little bit more, hopefully to help, as a lead mentor that way. But
all right, so you got GM John. You got one move. Give me your best shot.
If you're going to do one move, if you're doing one move only, I have to get a bullpen, Kimbrel, and only because you'll give up less prospects for him, and then you can possibly move Ranger Suarez into a starting position, which will help your rotation as well as a if it's only a one move. But
how do you think he would do as a starter?
Well, he's been a starter his whole career.
Suarez?
Yeah.
I kind of like him in the bullpen though.
Well, I do, but if you're only going to do one move, that's your combo move, or
Gotcha.
and maybe if you keep Suarez there, maybe you move a Bailey Falter in as a starter, because he was a starter as well. That could do the job. So I mean, that would give you a little bit more options that way if you're not going to go. But it's just one of those things. They need more than one move. If you're just doing one move, I don't know that you even make a move, just for the sake of making a move.
Yeah, but listen, here's the deal. Here's the deal. You're every night, you're going to play this flip flop, 2.5, 3 games out. You're that close,
right?
You're there, right? So management has to get on the same page as the players, because if the players look up to the owner's box or the GM box, and they're not willing to make a move and send down some help, the confidence is going to drop right off. I mean, you're going to lose it if you don't make a deal next Friday to help strengthen this team. And like I said, I don't see them making multiple moves, because if they don't want to go over the cap, money's going to play into it. And if you're just going to throw, a couple of arms out there that, like they did last year, Workman from Boston and, a couple of, bad arms that aren't going to help you, that's not going to help anybody.
Right. Exactly.
It's got to be a significant move. It's got to be something that the players are going to say, okay, look,
they're serious.
Management's willing to, to go overboard here. They're bringing in a Kimbrel, they're bringing in another starter or so. They got to continue to play their ass off every night, play hard, and I think they have been, even in losing situation. I think they're playing much better baseball. They've gotten better, every night. The record shows it. They've jumped into second place. They're chasing the Mets.
And coincidentally, that's when Alec Bohm left the team.
I knew the show couldn't last an hour without mentioning that.
I mean, and I'm not saying that it's Alec Bohm. Alec Bohm. There's the reason for that. But since he left, Therese has stepped up and played well. Played good defense, and come up with big hits for them. And so I mean that's what we're going to need down the stretch. We're going to need defense. Because again, Didi had a throw-in error. He had the guy picked off there at third base that would have ended the inning, and then that ended up costing us two extra runs that inning.
Right.
So I mean, it's those little plays in a game that we're going to have to tighten up, along with getting that bullpen and another starter,
right.
Fixed.
Hey, real quick, because we're winding down, and I swear it's the fastest hour of the week. I just want to thank everybody, the crew members, everybody that came out last week to Dagwoods, all of our sponsors. You guys all know who you are. Phenomenal night with Tommy Green. He was a phenomenal guest. The stories were fantastic. We really enjoyed ourselves. The show is building. We're going to be back out there next month, August the 18th, with another really cool name. We go back into the throwback mode with a guy from the 93 team, a guy that was on a coach on the 08 team. Milt Thompson will be with us. So, another great guest. And we've got some awesome sponsors on board with us that are going the extra mile and helping us out. So I want to thank everybody. That's how I'm ending the show. You guys can do takeaways, but I just want to thank Ed and Nikki at Dagwoods and the people at City Distillery, because they brought it to us.
Yes.
They've stepped up their game big time, and they're not even open yet. So I want to wish them the best of luck. We want to do whatever we can to help them out as well. But you know, you guys want to do takeaways? I'm free and clear.
You got me? You want Lauren to go?
Yeah, we'll go Lauren first.
I just want to give another shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks. I feel like we just kind of like skipped over basketball kind of quick. I know this isn't a basketball crowd. I'm well aware. But it was exciting to see a team where they're not built of like huge superstars the way the Nets are and the Lakers and things like that, because that gets boring and old after a while. And the Greek Freak said it himself last night that he could have went to one of these big teams and just, you know, sort of participated in a small way to bring a championship there, but they did it the hard way. So that was really nice to see. So I'm excited for them, excited for Drew Holiday, who obviously used to play here in Philly, and then Dante, who is a former Villanova guy. So just congrats to the Bucks, and I'm just so excited that they beat the Suns and Chris Paul and his LeBron James fan club. So hoping about that.
There you go.
With a couple Villanova guys as well, and Drew Holiday. So that's nice to see.
John, I'll go, and then you can wrap
Okay.
everything up. So last week when I was up, I had a chance to see somebody I haven't seen in probably 2 years. You guys know I'm a big music fan, and one of my favorite local bands is Juliana Brothers. Matt, who plays guitar, he's actually a freaking wizard on that thing, had a 1% chance of surviving COVID. I was on a vent. They did a tracheotomy on him. So I went and I texted Greg, his brother, told him I was going to come down and see him. I surprised him, and he was a little emotional when I saw him. So it was good to see him again. He's doing well. He's up. He's playing. If you're down there and they're playing, go see them. One of the best bands you'll ever see. So
Very cool. Very
Yep.
cool.
Yep. Yeah. Cheers to the Giuliani brothers. I've seen them several times. They're a big Delco band, and they know how to
Yep.
party.
And they are down the shore all week.
Yep.
So.
Congrats, Matt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Exactly.
Good story.
And I'm just excited. You know, we got a lot of things are coming around now with the sports. You got the draft tonight with the Flyers. Seeing what's going to happen there. You got the football is going to be coming up. So we got new excitement there with the football, and then the deadline here, which hopefully will give us excitement with a push into the playoffs for the Phillies to make the season a little bit longer and more fun for everybody here. So I think it's going to be a good time. So let's enjoy what we got coming up in the next
As they
couple.
do at the Phillies games, EAGL.
Exactly. Shawnee will be loving that. So yeah.
All right, guys, great show. Thanks for hanging with us. Sorry for the cutting in and out. The Wi-Fi's not the best, but we did the best we could. So
Absolutely.
take care. We'll see you next week. We'll be back home.
You
Sounds
got
good.
it.
See ya.
Thank you.
See you guys.